You would think homeowners were Forest Gump the way they are running away from their home purchase agreements. If you read the title, you read it right. Redfin reports that 60,000 home purchase agreements fell through last month. For perspective, that is 14.9% of all homes that went under contract in June. The highest cancellation rate since early 2020 when the Rone outbreak brought real estate transactions to a near dead stop. In addition, inflation for June sits at 9.1%, the largest increase since the end of 1981.
Whoop-de-doo! What does it all mean, Basil?
We'll discuss that with Mr. $250 million in real estate transactions now. Ha. What's up, everybody? I'm Sean McMurray, co-host of BPM REIA Online, and this is Mr. $250 million in real estate transactions, my mentor, my good friend, president and owner of BPM REIA, Anish Dave.
Hey, this is Anish Dave. Happy to see you guys.
Anish, it feels like the market is on a knife's edge. This past June, 60,000 home purchase agreements fell through. Inflation sits at 9.1%, which is stoking fears that the Fed may decide to raise interest rates a whole percentage point at their meeting later this month. Home buyers ain't having it anymore either. It seems like they have OT Genesis cut it on repeat.
Your price is way too high, you need to cut it.
Due to high home prices and mortgage rates, just to move inventory, some home builders and homeowners are slashing home prices like Jason Vorhees. What's going on, Anish? Understandably, people are a bit uneasy. Are we looking at a crash or a correction here?
Hey, Sean, I know people are a little scared right now. I'm just thinking it's going to be a slight correction. Even though these people are canceling, guess what? That's a lot of opportunity for investors like us to slide right in. And you know what? Inflation's not a bad thing if you know how to leverage the inflation and by using other people's money when we talk about leverage. And that's banks' money, private money. You're pushing the inflation to somebody else.
That's a very good point. It never surprises me how optimistic you are in real estate. You've been doing this for a very long time. It's quite evident. And so to the next topic, look, the second largest home construction company, Lennar, is reporting softening in many of the markets they operate in. In fact, in some markets, for example, Atlanta, Colorado, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Nashville, Philadelphia, Virginia, the Bay Area, Reno, and Salt Lake City, they have to be a bit more creative and aggressive with their financing programs, and they are selectively reducing the sale price of homes to create a mortgage payment that works for their buyers. So absolutely, we are seeing a softening in the market. Still on board with for no crash. Is this an opportunity to buy, or do we wait for prices to drop further?
You know what? There's no way to really time the market, right? You're waiting for that special price, ding, ding, ding. It's not going to happen, guys. You're looking at cash flow. When I'm talking about cash flow, we're investors, right? What does it rent? Do we have positive cash flow? If we're losing money monthly, that's not a deal, guys. So the numbers are the numbers. So it's a good opportunity if you know what your numbers are. And if you add in short-term rentals, guess what? You're going to increase your cash flow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's actually something that we are getting into now. Short-term rentals and even rentals, but we're taking a heavy approach on short-term rentals. I was watching a video Meet Kevin put out there. He suggests paying down debt, saving money, educating yourself, which will allow you to scoop up deals as they become available. This, for the most part, is the guidance you've provided us, BPM REIA, but in your own words, what do you suggest for our investors out there?
So one of the things is, Sean, you got to be patient, right? I know you guys want to get into a deal. I know that feeling, that urgency, like I want to buy something, I want to buy something.
Oh, yeah, I'm right there.
Be the patient. You want to be patient on what you're looking at, right? The numbers don't lie. Opportunities everywhere. And you got to do things on your marketing a little outside the box. And that is, guess what? Actually talking to homeowners.
Yeah, well, yeah, and that's a good point. You know, we were actually working on, you were actually helping us get into a rental property, but, you know, the numbers just weren't making sense. And, you know, one thing that I really appreciated was you didn't just put us into something for the sake of putting us into something, right? We actually took a step back and we determined that, look, this might not be the best approach just because, you know, home prices are too high and the rents aren't matching, right? They're not matching the mortgage payment, so we would be losing money. So it's definitely solid advice. We're still looking for our rental property, taking a different approach, which again, you suggested. But I think we'll get into one hopefully this year.
Yeah, and Sean, so one of the things that, you know, that happens to a lot of people, we call it FOMO, fear of missing out, right? You want to jump in. And sometimes you make those bad decisions. The other option is also maybe going to secondary or third markets, right? Does it have to be really local? Does it have to be in your backyard? Probably not if you actually have a good management team. So throughout the country, there's different spots, or even within Florida. Some of these little towns, they have some great cash flow.
Yeah, good point. Well, you know, thank you very much for that. You know, don't take my word for it. You heard it directly from Mr. 250 million in real estate transactions. We are seeing a softening, but we don't expect a crash. If you're an investor, you know, continue to buy, but ensure you are being conservative with your ARVs and ensure that, you know, the numbers make sense essentially. If you don't have cash reserves or access to cash, why not? If you're a part of our coaching program, you have access to a large pool of cash to fund all of your deals. Check out the link in the description below. What do you home buyers and investors think about the current conditions in the market? Are you still buying, waiting for the drop? Comment below and let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share the video. Anish, final words.
Yeah, so again, you know, real estate is cyclical, right? So you can never time it. The key is you want to get in. Otherwise, you're going to feel later like I should have bought. I wish I would have done this in 2008 or 10 or 11. The time is to buy now and be in the long game. Have multiple exit strategies, and I promise you'll be fine.
I'm Sean McMurray.
I'm Anish Dave.
And we are BPM REIA. And we're out. And again, if you made it to the end of the video, you get to endure our horrible dad jokes. Anish is putting all the pressure on me, and that's okay. So here's the joke today. What did the left dinner plate say to the right dinner plate? Dinner's on me. Da-da-da.